The message arrives at 2:13 a.m. Are you up?
You are. You have been for the last hour. Not doing anything important. Just awake, scrolling, switching between apps, checking the same notifications twice. You see the message. You don't open it immediately. You stare at it first. At the time, 2:13 a.m., you start thinking, why now? Why you?
Were they thinking about you before this? Or did they just get bored? You open the message, read it once, then again, then a third time. Like the words might change. You type a reply.
Delete it. Type again. Delete again. You don't want to sound too eager. You settle on something simple. Yeah, you send it immediately. Then you put your phone down, just for a few seconds. Then you pick it back up again, just to check if they're typing. They're not. You tell yourself it's fine. You tell yourself you don't care. But you're still looking at the screen, waiting for those 3 dots to appear. They don't. You scroll up through your conversation. You reread messages from earlier when the replies were faster, longer, warmer. You smile. At something small, they said. Something that probably didn't mean much, but it means something to you. You think this is special. You don't know yet. You start noticing something. You check your phone more often now. Not because it rang, not because it buzzed, just to check. You open the chat. Nothing new. You close it. Open another app, then come back again, just in case. When they reply, you feel it immediately. A small shift. Not big enough to explain, but enough to notice. Your face changes slightly. Your posture adjusts. You reply faster than you plan to. When they don't reply, you feel that too. You won't say it out loud, but you notice the time. 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. You start creating explanations. They're probably busy. They might be asleep. They'll reply later. You don't realize it, but your mood is starting to follow their behavior. Not completely, just a little, enough to matter. You begin to carry your phone differently, closer, face up, always within reach, even when you don't need it. You start checking their name more than the conversation, waiting for it to light up. Waiting for something to change. When they reply fast, you feel chosen. When they reply slow, you feel it drop. You don't call it anything yet, you don't label it, but something is forming, quietly, gradually, without your permission. You are no longer just talking to them, you are waiting for them. It becomes routine. You wake up, and the first thing you do is check your phone. Before you sit up, before you think, you check. Nothing. You stare at the screen for a second longer than necessary. Then you lock it, but it stays on your mind. You go through your day, but part of your attention is somewhere else. Always. You check your phone in between everything. In between conversations. In between tasks. In between moments that used to feel complete. You start rereading old chats. Not once, multiple times. Looking for something you missed, a tone, a shift, a hidden meaning. You remember exactly how certain messages felt when you first read them. You try to feel it again. Sometimes it works. Most times it doesn't. Other people start to feel less interesting. Not because they changed, but because your attention has been redirected, focused, condensed. This one person feels different, more important, more relevant, more necessary. You don't notice what's happening, but your world is getting smaller, not physically, but mentally. There is less space for everything else, more space for them. You are not just waiting anymore, you are depending. The change is subtle. At first, they reply less. You notice immediately. The gap between messages gets longer. The energy feels different. Shorter replies. Less effort. You feel it, clearly. But you don't confront it. You explain it. They're just busy. They're going through something. They'll come back to how they were. You start adjusting, without being asked to. You become more patient, more understanding, more available. You reply faster now. Even when they don't, you lower your expectations. Not all at once. Gradually, you stop expecting consistency. You accept unpredictability. You tell yourself this is maturity, that this is what it means to understand people. But something else is happening. You are moving your boundaries further back, again and again. Things you once noticed, you now ignore. Things you once questioned, you now accept. You are not being patient. You are being trained. You notice everything now. Not just what they say, but how they say it, when they say it, how long it takes. You analyze timing, tone, punctuation. A shorter message feels different. A delayed reply feels heavier. You feel the difference instantly, before you even process it. You reread conversations daily, not because you need to, but because you want to understand. You scroll up, then up again, then further back. You compare how they used to talk versus how they talk now. You check when they were last online, more than once, more than you would admit. You tell yourself, it's nothing, just curiosity. It's not. You are waiting, constantly. Your attention is no longer yours. It belongs to the possibility of them. You start changing, not suddenly, not obviously, slowly. in ways that are easy to justify. You text differently now. You adjust your tone, your timing, your words. You become more like what they respond to. You laugh at things you don't find funny. You agree with things you don't fully believe. You soften parts of yourself, hide others. You present a version that works, not a version that is real. You become easier to keep around, easier to engage with, easier to leave. If someone asked you who you are right now, you would hesitate, not because you don't know, but because you have been adjusting for so long. You no longer remember what hasn't been adjusted. At some point, it becomes clear. There is no confusion left. They are not inconsistent by accident. They are not unsure. They are not figuring things out. They just don't value you the way you value them. You understand this completely. There are no mixed signals anymore. No hidden meanings. No questions left to answer. Just reality. And you stay anyway. You respond when they text. You wait when they disappear. You accept things you once said you never would. Not all at once. Gradually, you crossed every boundary you set for yourself, and you remember each one. You are not confused anymore. You just don't leave. Somewhere, a 19-year-old is staring at their phone at 2:13 a.m., smiling at a message, rereading it, thinking it means something more. They think this is about one person. It's not. It's about attention, validation, attachment. That is the distance this video just covered.